as he comes up with the big needle.
Birds, five birds, birds, five birds, birds, five birds, five birds and a mic.
Hello and welcome to Five Birds and a Mic, episode 38. If you're listening, you won't care. But if you're watching, you have noticed that there is a spare seat. And there is only 3 of us. Because Danielle has flown the nest, so there is now currently only 4 birds. And there is an empty seat because Megan has decided to go on holiday. So that leaves 3 birds.
It's not going to work. We need
an even
We'll
number.
be all right, but I feel like all 3 of us are quite feisty and there isn't really anyone to take the mick out of. So I feel like we should fill it. Should we fill it?
No, if that's my role.
I feel like we need... Yeah. Every nest has the small one that you pick on.
The little weakling.
The weakling.
A runt?
A runt.
Yeah.
The mum doesn't give enough.
Yeah, let's get
Should
him
we
in.
call... Here he is.
Here he is.
Here's our runt. Here's our little runt.
Dressed very well
That's
for it
not
as
gonna
well.
stick, that nickname.
The runt.
Yes, I'm calling it now.
The little one.
So this is Andrew, the producer that stays behind
Andrew,
the
can you
scenes.
put your phone down, please? Thank you.
Serious?
We're on a podcast.
So everybody, this is Andrew, or if you're listening and very bored of what we're describing in a minute, this is Andrew. Welcome, Andrew.
They'll know me from the clip shows,
If they chose to watch
which
those.
are really fun to edit and don't take all day.
He's
Yeah.
so thankful for doing this gig. We only launched his podcasting career, but, we love
I
a sarcastic tone.
I know. He's all got a podcast now of my own. We've made your career, Andrew. Now
To be
you're all
fair,
arsey
Doesn't
you
get
are
reviews.
great on the highlights when you come in between. Honestly, you are it made Rob was like, he's so funny.
It's always
He
really
needs to
late at
be on it
night,
more.
and I've always got
And he's here.
really weird energy about me. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
very weird. My husband doesn't think the same as yours because whenever I watch it and you hear this, ha ha ha, Tim's like, is he joking or is he just weird?
a bit of
A
both.
bit of
Bit of
both.
column A,
See
bit
if
of column
A
B.
bit of both. Yeah, he's just very weird. So welcome to the other side.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay. So should we do well, he's already doing a Meggie, isn't he? Because he's moving your
I
microphone.
can't stand it. I thought it was going to be different this week.
You thought you were going to have a standard mic, no moving, and here he is.
They've got a better table than us.
Yes, we have. Yeah. Yeah.
We're solid.
Now that you've
We're
experienced
solid
it,
over
We're
here.
all right,
Yeah.
we're
We
solid.
Change
don't
it.
fly about,
No.
do anything. We're
No.
just here.
Unless we piss Emma off and then she leaves. But
Oh,
normally we're
apart
okay.
from when I storm out, yeah, normally
all
it's
right.
fine.
To be fair, though, you set this up, Andrew, so it's you that gave yourself a bad table.
Yeah, but you haven't got any good tables.
Okay, thank you.
They're all like
very much.
nice looking tables, but not solid.
Yeah.
Did you bring that one from home?
No,
No.
There
Oh.
was the dining chairs.
that was
Yeah,
that
we
was
needed
the
that
That was the
solid
chairs. Now we've got new chairs.
So I now have 6 dining chairs at home, but can't have 6 people round. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Robbo.
Anyway, how is everybody? How are you, Em?
Good. Good.
She's brought her winter clothes down, ladies and gentlemen. Winter clothes are down, and the weather has picked up, and it's really
Yeah.
nice weather.
So I was like, no, I'm going to wear that long sleeve top that I ironed because I had to iron.
Is that winter clothes?
This is a winter top, yeah, for work.
That's
this
quite
is
covered
a
for
winter
Emma.
top for work. Yeah,
Her arms are covered. That's winter.
this is a winter top for work. So yeah, I actually on Sunday the boys had hockey practice, so I said to everybody, I'm not doing anything. No one asked me to do anything. I need a day to sort my wardrobe out, sort my makeup out, sort my jewelry. Every bit of my bedroom needed arranging. My wardrobe was carnage. So I got Baby Shark on YouTube downstairs for Bella, put loads of snacks out, hidden snacks as well.
Yeah,
so she
yeah.
had to work for some
wow.
of them. And got in the bedroom, put all my summer stuff away, all in my vacuum see-through bags, went through all my makeup, sorted all that out. Then I was like, jewellery box, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Jewellery box,
Wow.
hair drawer. Oh, I'll do all my drawers. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then I did it all for my winter stuff, got the winter stuff down, and then realised everything needed ironing. Everything. So I stood and ironed all of it last night.
See, I don't iron. I fold.
It'd have to. But if
Do you
it's
not
been in a
hang-
vacuum
I
bag.
hang everything up.
No.
trousers,
I wish I had enough
apart
space
from
for
work trousers get hung up. Like jeans, everything else gets folded in a drawer. But I have everything hung up.
that. Wow.
I have to. Even the kids have everything hung up.
Maybe that's where I'm going
Apart
wrong.
from pyjamas.
I might be going wrong with that then. Maybe life would take a better turn for me if I hung everything up.
Just find it easier.
I end up wearing the same thing because I don't need to iron it generally,
There you go. So
or I bring it to work.
So
and
I wash
steam
it.
Steam it, yeah.
put it on a coat hanger. Everything dries on coat hangers.
Yes,
And then
do
I
that,
literally iron it.
Where does it dry in coat hangers?
Oscar's room is the sun den. So
Okay.
the sun comes in Oscar's room. So it
And you've
all
got
goes
like
on
a
Oscar. He's got a
hanger.
really big window. So it gets hung up on his rail. And then, yeah.
I've got one of those really weird contraptions that heats in its own little.
Oh, yeah.
balloon.
I like them.
So you hang everything up in there. So it means I don't actually have to iron the kids' uniforms.
Do they work? Do they work? Does it stuff dry quicker?
Yeah. It's brilliant.
See, I'm still living my best student life on a clothes horse. If I wash something, I've got to do it like 3 days in advance of potentially
Ah, because
needing
you've
it.
always got that tight fold.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I did do clothes horse and I still do radiators, and Tim hates it. Absolutely hates it, but he'd rather waste energy and use the tumble dryer.
Oh, if I had a tumble dry, I'd tumble dry everything.
But that thing
Tumble dryers are amazing.
uses loads
We've
of
got washer
energy.
dryers.
Less than a tumble dryer. Less than
Oh,
our
I
Oh,
tumble
is it
Tumble
dryer.
less than a tumble
Yeah.
dryer?
Less than a tumble dryer.
Oh, see, I love my tumble dryer as well.
Yeah.
Mine's got a function where you can put it on in the morning and it does the wash and the dry, but then it like blasts it with like steam throughout the
To
day.
stop
If you
it
want to,
creasing.
if you want to keep it in
Okay.
there, and it keeps it like.
That
not
sounds like a very
smelling.
expensive one.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a great one.
It was like a day and a half of concrete filming.
That sounds like he's just showing off.
I know. So yeah, I'm
We haven't
going to
figured out
move
how
off
to do it
the
yet.
topic of my washing because
Function's
that
there.
is so fucking boring. But yeah, that was my weekend.
Yeah, I'll cut all that out.
But isn't it weird? Andrew said the other day, said Emma needs to stop talking about cleaning because all she talks about is cleaning
Andrew,
products.
that's all I fucking do. That's all I do, Andrew.
Are you trying to throw me under the bus because I threw you
threw
under the
me last
Every
time.
day, I actually say to Rob, I need to get my chores done. I started calling them chores just to see if Rob would pick up on the fact I resent it that much. I now say, I can't go there until I've got all the chores done. But he doesn't bat an eyelid.
States.
How much is a cleaner though? Like, how much is a cleaner a day? though?
£10 an hour, isn't it?
Surely, like,
Yeah.
we should all just have cleaners.
Yeah, I have decided that.
I won't do it.
This is
I've been
awful.
Your
going on for
mum.
it for years, and she won't.
No,
Shouldn't want
I've
one.
decided. So, because obviously lockdown has reduced the amount of kids clubs that we go to, Elizabeth is now not going to dance class. I now have a cleaner.
Yeah, fair play.
I've balanced it
Awesome.
out, and I've decided that it's just not worth the risk for Betsy to go and enjoy
Yeah.
her time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, I enjoy my house being cleaned.
Yeah.
That's
Swings
the
and
trade-off.
roundabouts, isn't
Yeah.
it?
She's
Yeah.
got to
Like,
learn at
she's
some
got a
point.
nice clean house to come home
She
to.
can just wait for development.
Yeah, she'll be
because she
fine.
has a clean
Just put Baby Shark on the TV and just let her dance away.
She does. She dances everything.
go.
She watches anything, and she wants it repeat. So we have to rewind it
Yeah.
so she can get the moves again, and we watch it again. What is it? Dora the Explorer at the end. There's the real Dora Explorer, and they've got a dance move at the end. She can rattle that off. I feel like I should just send her to diversity, and she'd be there.
Well, I'm not going to lie. The other day, Oscar's obsessed with, obviously, Jason Derulo. And I found him and Bella dancing to Swallow.
What's that song? That doesn't sound
Yes, yeah.
child
Sounds-
friendly.
Swalla la la. It's basically
Oh, right.
like... It's basically about oral sex, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
It's not, but it is. It's all about... The whole song is about oral sex.
Bro.
And Bella did her first dirty wine.
Oh,
She dirty wine down to the floor, and then Oscar clapped her. So she kept doing it because he was like, "Mummy, she's doing what them girls are doing on the TV." And Rob literally walked downstairs, took a look, and walked straight back up. He was like, "Nah,
What is that? I don't know what.
dirty wine." When you're like,
Like a
wine
slow,
grind down
like
down
a
to
slow.
the
Oh,
slut
how would
drop.
it look? I don't know.
Like a slow slut drop.
It's not that type of show, Andrew.
I'll give it
You're
a
not
shot.
getting your
Wrong
kick through
podcast,
here.
Andrew.
That's your own one,
Watch
mate.
WAP when you get home, and that'll give you an idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of it in WAP.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyone that knows the backstory of George and her fears or phobias, George confronted one yesterday, didn't you, Bird?
Didn't have a choice, did I? Didn't have a
No.
choice. Had to go to the dentist.
Is the dentist still alive?
Do you know what? We both made it out alive, actually. I mean, I was cute with how I did it. I put me gym... I mean, I don't have a gym membership, but I put my gym gear on in the hindsight
Active
of...
wear.
If I have
You
to
might
run away,
Yeah.
then I look in context to any, people driving by. So,
But the screaming.
it was just... I walked in and so my hands are sweating, legs, like knees already like bouncing away. Adrenaline is fully through and through on me on this. I'm like struggling not to have a full-blown panic attack. Go in, he's lovely. He's probably just qualified. Like, that's how young he is. I mean, don't get me wrong, quite attractive.
Sometimes they're the best though, because they try harder.
He was very attentive. He was very, very pretty, which made life a little bit easier. And naturally, me being the little bastard that I am,
You went flirty.
I was like, I'm just going to flirt with you because I know how uncomfortable that's going to make you, which made me in turn feel better. It was
Power
a game
dynamic.
it was a game of
it.
two halves. And the dental nurse knew what I was doing, and she was loving life. I think she was quite relieved to have someone playing a different hand.
Well,
with
she'd
him.
obviously read your notes, so she thought
She
this
knew.
was going a different way.
Yeah. So yeah, he was like, do you wanna sit in the seat for me? I was like, no. He's like, right, okay, well, I need you to sit in the seat. And I was like, right. But I was trying to keep an eye on where he was behind me, because they're just like, they're sniping.
Very fast. Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
COVID life as well. They want you in and out.
You can't see, and they've got masks, so you can't
Yeah.
read any anyway. So, and then he came and he sat. There was like a radiator. He sat on the radiator, full on face me, and I kid you not, when he went, "I've read your notes." I was like, "Brilliant." But which bit do you want to discuss? And he was like, well, should we talk about all the work you were meant to have done pre-COVID? I said, yeah, let's have a chat. And he was like, well, didn't get done, did it? And I was like, no, and you guys haven't called me either. And he went, no. Okay. So you've got a temporary filling that's now been in for, I'm going to go for about 7 months. I was like, yep, that's correct. He went, and what about the others that needed a filling? I was like, oh, they're no pain, they're no trouble, no rush.
They're chilling. They're
As
just
and
chilling.
when, Nath. Don't worry about it, babe.
Yeah.
And he was like, right, okay, right, brilliant. So what's happened with this tooth? And I was like, well, it's this one here, and da-da-da, and I ate the pizza. And I didn't even really want the pizza, Nathan, but, I don't want to waste, not want that. So I thought I'd eat it, and then it broke in half, and ran off the story. And he was like, right, okay, I can handle that. And he went, you know what else we need to talk about, don't you? And I was like, we don't, though, do we? Because I'm not here for that. And he was like, listen, we're going to start fresh. I'm going to be your new dentist. I've been allocated to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was a deep sigh and a pause from his point on that. And he was like, so we have to talk about it, because I'm going to be in your mouth in about 5 minutes. So we have to talk about it, don't we?
I bet you wished. I bet you could. If it wasn't that other situation, that was a door open
That
for
was a
Georgina.
Oh,
great
100%.
joke.
Door open.
A single G'd have walked into this, I'd have walked out with his number.
Maybe
he
something else in your mouth.
Yeah, he set me up beautifully. But yeah, he was referring to the wisdom tooth that once was in my mouth. And he was like, so when I look in there, is your wisdom tooth in there? And I was like, well, and he was like, I know it's not. I've read your notes. Do you want to walk me through that one? I was like, look, I had a filling. The filling came out. I left the tooth alone. It wasn't that upset. And he was like, brilliant. Right, okay. Anyway, managed to convince me to lay back. Got his mirror in, got his scraper, went to grab something else. I was like, hey, oh. And he was like, what? I was like, what are you grabbing now? I said, you've got your mirror, you've got your scraper, what? You don't need any more utensils, you've only got 2 hands. You've got to talk me through this. And he was like, right, just open your mouth and be quiet. Come on, like, nice and calm. I was like, look, but don't go digging. I said, some of them are a bit heat sensitive, and that's cold metal, isn't it? One step at a time. I said, we've just met. You can't just be shoving
Come on, Babby. Take it slower.
I'm
Take
like,
it
you can't just
slower.
be shoving stuff in my mouth without talking me through it first. Dental nurse is pissing herself. She's neither use nor ornament because she's just loving this entire thing. He's stressed. I'm stressed because my adrenaline's going through the roof. So I've got beads of sweat. He's got beads of sweat because he's like, who is this little creature that I've now got in front of me? Anyway, he's going around. He's picking at bits. mirror goes to the back of my throat, and he went, for fuck's sake. Shitting you not, NHS dentist. For fuck's sake. I went, you're looking at my wisdom tooth, aren't you? Well, I didn't say that. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm looking at your wisdom tooth. And he was like, right, so we're just going to lay this down now. You're going to a specialist. I was like, right, okay, that's fine. And he's like, not today. I have to refer you. He was like, but that has to be taken out. I was like, uh-huh.
Can he not do it?
He was like, I take teeth out. He was like, I take whole teeth out. He was like, that's below your gum line. So I was like, He's like, yeah. We'll knock you unconscious for that. You can't be awake for that. We're going to have to dig. He was like, but you're going to a specialist. I was like, yeah, brilliant. And he was like, hold on, took everything out of my mouth. He was like, you are petrified of being in my office in this chair, but I tell you you've got to have surgery and you're fine. I was like, yeah, because I'm not awake.
Yeah, you're asleep.
It's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, that's the best way.
You don't hear anything or anything.
I was like, come out,
smell
do what
your
you
own
want.
tooth.
I was like, why don't you just
yeah.
do it all? I was like, why don't you just do all the work when I'm unconscious?
Yeah.
That would make more sense for you.
He rolled his eyes. Anyway, we cracked on with the tooth in question. He did an X-ray, and he was like, we can attempt to do a root canal, or we can just take it out. Now, Emmett, you say that, bearing in mind of how scared I am of the dentist. I love a root canal. You
What?
numb me up, you get that bristling. It's a lovely relief feeling. That was the one procedure at the dentist I've ever had that I've thoroughly enjoyed, and I was calming.
Goes through me.
And I was like, oh yeah, crack on with the root canal. And he was like, what? I was like, oh, I loved it. I was like, read my notes from my last root canal. And he was like...
You got a sticker for that one?
I actually got a note on that appointment to say, sat like a dream, always go for this. That's what John had put. That's what my previous dentist had put about a root canal for me.
Like a dream.
Sat like a dream.
Sounds like a car.
Nathan was like, I don't know what parallel universe I've walked into this morning. He was like, but this wasn't what I was expecting. Anyway, X-rays came back. It wasn't going to be feasible. We could have attempted one. The tooth wasn't going to be strong enough because after a root canal, we would have wanted to put an implant in. It would never have worked, and the decay would have gone underneath my gum line. So he was like, so that leaves me one option. I was like, whip it out. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, sound, whip it out. He's like, yeah, brilliant. Goes off. Right, can I have... I was like, oh, Nathan, what? What are you doing? And he's like, we're taking your tooth out. I was like, right now? I was like, that's a big step. We've just found a sense of humour with each other. We've got a bit of respect. I was like, do you need to like remove anything from me? And he was like, we have to do it now. Has to come out. It's going to cause you a lot of issues. So at this point, he's now pinning me down to the chair because he's got his injector in his hand. He's coming at me with the needle.
Go straight in that gum.
And he was like, right, nice and wide, stay still for me. So I'm now like silently crying, I'm making sure that I've got full eye contact while he's injecting me so he feels the guilt.
Saying your name.
That's like a child.
Yeah.
A child.
My name is Georgina.
Honestly, he was avoiding eye contact with me. He was profusely sweating. I'm silently crying.
He wishes he had COVID right now.
Yeah, he would love nothing more than all my teeth to fall out at this point, just so everything can stop.
So we had to go to a specialist.
So he obviously went in on one side, all went in, and I'm watching it. I'm not daft. I'm a seasoned professional now at this kind of stuff. Saw the thumb go down. I was like, boom, full vial, bang tied. I'm just gonna sit here for a bit. Starts fanning about, ask for more stuff, start asking for like specialised clamps. And in my head I was like, we're not going to worry about that now. We'll save that for in 5 minutes' time. And I can see his hand down at the side of me, but I daren't move because my face is already going. I'm still doing my silent cry whilst maintaining very strong eye contact to, display my unhelpfulness about it all. And his hand's going and going, and it comes up, and he literally got hold of my shoulder, and I pushed and held me back as he comes up with the big needle. I was like, He's already got his finger in my mouth. I was like, He's like, listen, I've got to rip your tooth out. You need the second injection. I was like, and he's like, yeah, just a little bit. You'll be fine. Goes back in, same spot. And it's horrible because you can feel the needle, can't you, in your cheek?
It goes through me.
And I was like, but I'm watching him. So we've stopped the silent cry because it one of them thick ones. You know the one I mean? Old school Victorian style. And I'm watching him. Thumb only goes halfway. Brings it back out. And he makes eye contact with me. He looks down. I was like, and he's like, I'm really sorry. I was like,
Ethan.
The crying's happening. He's still got his fingers in my mouth because he knows I'm going to shut it otherwise. Fingers are in my mouth. The needle's by the side of my face. I was like, I love you. And he's like, nice and still. I'm probably still going to be gentle. I was like, he's like, this is going to hurt, by the way. Boom, straight into the roof of my mouth. I was like, anyway, brought it back out. And he was like, do you want me to leave the room for a bit? I was like, I don't want to look at you. And he was like, all right.
I don't want to look at you.
He was like, it's okay, I want to go. He took his coffee out with him. I was like, that bastard's never coming back. So he pissed off for 5 minutes, let me numb up, came back in, and he's sweating. He's now got sweat stains. My adrenaline is now kicking in.
He wasn't taking himself out for you. He was taking himself
For
out
him.
for himself.
For him, he
Maybe
needed to
smoke.
calm down. But when he comes back in, my hands are literally like, hands are like that, feet are going, can't feel my knees at all, don't know where they've gone, but I'm struggling to physically hold my body still because I know what's coming. He's like, right, we're just gonna try and loosen the tooth. Would you mind closing your eyes for me at this point? I was like, not a chance. I was like, not a chance. He was like, yeah, but the equipment I'm going to use is going to scare you. I said, I know it is, but if I close my eyes and I suddenly feel something in my mouth and I can't make sense of what it is, this will go from like an 80 to 100. He was like, we're at 80. I was like, oh, we're not even there. I was like, there's a whole little journey that I can take us on if you need me to. I said, but I need to know what's happening. Comes up, I don't know what they were. It felt just like metal plates that went in either side of my tooth, and it feels like it feels like they're going like that.
Yeah.
And obviously in this ear, all I can hear is shit cracking, just cracking. To a point of I thought he'd cracked my other tooth that has a big filling in it, which I just can't afford to deal with that. And he went in, did the other side, goes in, clamp. And in my head, I'm like, you're going to rag my bottom teeth out. Because I was like, he's smashing against them. And he's going for it. Veins going up on the side of his neck. I can't physically move because not only has he got his hand on my forehead, his other hand is on this fucking spanner that's in my mouth, ragging away. Puts the spanner down. He's like, right, okay. Can you go and get me specialised from the other room? And I was like, no, he needs a specialised clamp. Can't do it. He can't do it. He's losing his nerve. What am I going to do? Do I have to pull it out myself? What do I do? I'm now profusely, like we are both drenched.
Good job you had gym wear on.
Yes.
Sweat proof.
Licks the sweat away.
Yeah.
I was drenched. My hairline was drenched. That's how bad I was. Anyway, dental nurse goes off, and he's like, "Listen, me and you, we can do this." He's like, "If we just persevere." He's like, if you just persevere, I can have you.
Is he talking to you or is he talking to himself?
No, he's talking to me. He's like, I can have you out in 5 minutes, but you just need to trust me. He's like, I can have you back outside in 5 minutes. You can calm down, and I can have a proper coffee before I've got to see my next patient. We just need to get through this. I was like, yeah. And he's like, right, deep breath. I was like, he's like, not you, me. I was like,
I like Nathan.
oh, he's
like
brilliant.
Nathan.
He's
Yeah.
brilliant. So,
John handed you over to the right person.
Oh,
did.
100%. So he took a very deep breath and he was like, right. And he was literally like a 1, 2, boom, thing came out. And he was like, just bite on that. I'm now the pissing blood everywhere.
Yeah.
He was like, just bite on that. She comes back in. She's like, what the hell? He's like, we did it. Can you just open the window? We did it. So, yeah. And then we were both, while I was like bleeding all over this gauze, we were both sat there while he was like, listening, this is why it wouldn't work. And he had like his little scrapey tool thing and he was like digging it into the tooth he'd just ripped out. And he's like, look, that's your nerve. That's dead.
Oh,
Look,
no.
And I was like, oh, yeah, fair play. I was like, just do it more though, because what would have happened? Yeah, we were playing with the dead tooth afterwards. So that was...
No, because it goes through. I have to wear shoes that I can curl my feet in because it literally goes through me. I wear my Ugg boots.
Yeah.
Because I can curl my toes in it. And that's
Afterwards,
I
I
thought
was
you meant
fine.
in life in general, not at the dentist.
Afterwards, I was fine, but it was like, I need you to just stand up and I need you to just sign the papers. There was no need for me to stand up. I think he just needed to make sure I was all right, which was fine, but I wasn't. So my knees were knocking together and he gave me the pen. He was like, yeah, just sign your signature. And I was like...
Shaking.
I was like, is that? And he's like, oh, it's just the adrenaline, you're all right. And he was like, right, so I'm going to do those 2 fillings. That's booked. I've made that's it. That's in November. We're not doing that this month.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Got
definitely
2 standard fillings to deal with. He was like, right, and that'll be, with your extraction. Yeah, it's 62 quid. I was like, right, perfect, Nathan. Don't get paid till Wednesday, mate, so I'll call you then, shall I? And he literally just deadpan faced me, and he was like, right. I was like, well, it needed dealing with, and it's only 60 quid, so...
Was that not in the notes?
Well, they never said that you had to pay then. I've not even had the 2 fillings that I'm
No, I
paying
mean,
for, so
does
in
it-
my head, they
does it
can
not
wait a
say-
little bit.
Does it not say patient may stiff you on?
No, and to be fair, it really should. It really, really should, because I'm not
Can't believe it's
forthcoming.
62 quid though. It should be like
Two
it's so cheap,
fillings.
That's very cheap for
Yeah,
Nathan.
and the tooth out.
2 fillings and a tooth
In
out.
the States it'd be like $2
Man,
grand.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
It is
Well,
amazing.
Well, we've talked about my options for filling now said gap.
Is your mouth not in constant pain all the time?
No, I don't
No.
feel anything.
What's going to happen with
I
the
don't think
gap?
she has a communication with her mouth anymore.
I think
Nerves have-
I think all my teeth are either
Shut
dead or they're just...
They're just not talking because
they
then
just
they know
don't.
they have to go to the dentist.
Yeah, it's a...
Right.
I think they're in
Euro
communication with
block.
each other.
Preservation.
Yeah.
So options are, I can either... He was like, oh, we could do a denture. And in my head, I was like, don't mind that. Pop it
Yeah.
in and out, give it a good clean. But apparently you've got to have a full... It's a full palate.
Yeah.
You can't, and I was like, can't we just have a little
Well,
palate?
my uncle shaved his down to make a tiny little palette.
See,
You
that's-
could customise it.
That's what I was thinking, but I spoke to Steve about this, and it's nearly caused World War III. Apparently, I've got to start looking after my teeth. Cheers, Dad.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah, so not allowed a denture according to Steve, and then
It's not the most attractive. Although, does he realise the benefits of...
I did say to him, babe, listen, if all my teeth fall out, it'd be lovely and gummy, nice and soft. Who's the real winner? Really, at the end of the day, who
No
is the
worries
real?
in that area.
No, I was like, I'll never end up nipping you ever again. You think about it in the long run. He wasn't having it. Either that, or it'll be like a bridge, like a metal-backed, wing-backed bridge, which will be fine. But they
How
have a
do
tendency
do
to
that?
come out.
I'm gonna have to
They
Google
basically
that.
just like, you get a false tooth and it basically hugs the other 2 teeth around it, like a bracket.
So it'll be there forever.
Yeah, but it comes out, so if she laughs too hard, it will just pop out.
5 to 10 years they'll last, but they have a
Ah.
tendency. In theory, they should be fairly well fixed, but they are known to make an appearance every now and again. Or I can have, or
Could you imagine?
yeah, I can.
Right at the wrong time.
Yeah, it would just out into my prosecco or something. In nonners. Or the best option probably for me. So the molar I've got behind this gap has got a filling in it, which is going to need replacing in the next couple of years anyway. So Nathan's theory is that we take that filling out, we replace it, but there's almost like a bridge wing system where we can put that filling in, but anchor in
Another
a crown.
tooth?
That would fill
Oh,
the gap.
Nathan. Yeah,
Nathan's
thought of
like
everything.
Nathan.
He's thought of everything.
Yeah,
hasn't
and I was like, oh, brilliant. Is that NHS? And he was like, well. I was like, right, okay.
Talk to Debs.
Oh, yeah, I was like, I'll speak to my mum.
Mind
on
you,
that
it might
one.
not be Debs anymore. Steve might be taking over all of this.
Debs
now.
has had her pension part, so Debs can pay for it, actually, as it goes. That'll be a sweet
Why don't you just
800
get a
quid.
turkey? Well, they're not old veneers.
No.
Can you imagine her getting on? She doesn't like planes, full stop. Can you imagine getting on a plane?
But
just
you're
to go to the
asleep,
dentist?
aren't you? You're asleep.
I don't. My teeth wouldn't hold veneers. It's not even an option. I can't even particularly have a crown, really. So, yeah.
I just don't know those words, those terminology. I've got no
Unfortunately,
idea.
I do.
My dad does as well.
Is it hereditary with you?
Yeah, it's the one thing my dad did leave me. So, thanks, Dad. Got my mum's good looks and my dad's shit teeth.
Oh.
But yeah, Harriet. I mean, Harriet's not too bad. Harriet's got mum's teeth. Mum's teeth are like made of stone. They don't shift. You've only got to look at mine and one of them will crack. So, but they're nice and straight.
It is odd. I've always known you just bad teeth in terms of just issues.
Constant. It's absolutely constant.
But once they get sorted, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
If they but every
Because
two.
you've left it and you've left
Yeah.
it. And
It's
Yeah.
my
left it.
fault because now I think out of all the teeth that are left in my mouth, from what I was trying to keep in track with when I was there, there's only 5 of them in my mouth that aren't on a watch.
So 5 of them are holding the fort and the rest are
5
on
of
bad
them
terms.
are like a dentist is fairly happy with. All the rest are on some level of a watch, if not pending treatment.
But once they're sorted, they're all going to play ball again. You'll be
Well,
all
you'd
right.
hope so. I'm just I've got a gap now, and I'm getting really concerned that all my teeth are just going to fucking shuffle to the left.
Oh, to fill the gap in.
Be like Beyonce, won't it? To the left. I'm going to have my teeth are going to be off centre.
I don't think they communicate that much
No,
with each other.
That gap will be fine.
think?
Yeah, because people
You
who
don't
have
mind Madonna.
dentures don't wear, like Rob's hockey
Yeah,
friends,
that's
they
true.
don't wear them all the time. Just for like a posh occasion, they might pop them in. Like they'll say like, you can always tell when a wife's pissed off because they'll be like, could you not just put your tooth in for tonight? Could you not just put your tooth in for
But why is it
tonight?
that much of an issue?
Because when it's the middle, the front,
When it's your
the
front
teeth,
two, like your bunny
that hockey
teeth.
But you
players
see,
get
I would use that in
knocked out.
situations though. I'd use that in situations like, this is what happened to the waiter last time. My husband only lost a tooth. Can you imagine what the waiter lost? Get me the best table. I'd use it. I want a top of the range Range Rover, please. The last person said no.
This is what happened.
And my husband only lost a tooth. I just like the idea of a bruiser.
She's so aggressive.
I don't know.
No?
In my mind, I
Well,
was a
it's
bit...
different for a woman, isn't it?
Yeah, very much. Because in my mind, I was like, yeah, just take the tooth out. Because in my head, it was like, oh, a general polite smile, you won't see it. But I cackle all the time. And I am now horrendously aware of this gap
Yeah, but it's not. How long is it going to last for?
until it heals. Realistically, this will be like this either until Christmas or the New Year.
Yeah, because
It needs to completely-
the socket's got to.
Everything's got to completely heal. The bone needs to re-heal. On top of all of that, whilst he was doing x-rays, he's also found that I've got a sinus air pocket.
What does that mean?
In Nathan's words, in his state of panic, and he was like, so we'll keep an eye on it because you might need an operation for that. I was like, sorry. And he
What
was like,
even
well,
is it?
procedure, it doesn't have
I
to be an
need
operation.
Google for this podcast.
What is sinus air pocket?
So where your sinuses are anyway, where
I'll
they
put
all
up a diagram here.
sit.
Yeah, thank you.
Where your sinuses sit anyway. Obviously, your teeth at the back naturally will always have very large roots, really, really long roots, and everyone's facial structure is so different anyway that the anatomy will change. So effectively what's happened with mine is my teeth have come down and grown. I've got 3 sets of teeth that are all effectively sat poking my sinuses. In turn, it's caused this air pocket where my sinus is trying to protect itself. So you know when I'm not well and I get the head
Well, that
cold.
makes complete
Yes,
sense. Of
but
why
all
you
and,
your
get-
sinuses
I'm like,
block
I feel
up.
like I'm dying.
That's why.
That's why everything. That's why when this goes, everything goes with me, because when that goes, I've got 3 teeth that are then like, fucking sick, are you? Come on. And
So
then my
when that gets
sinuses go
sorted-
boof.
So when that gets sorted, this should, in theory, solve a lot of your.
Everything in theory should get a lot better. So it's one of those where it's not that big at the moment, but it is inflamed. But I've obviously not been very well anyway, because I had the tonsillitis the other week. So we've now got to keep an eye on that. But because I'm going to be seeing him so regularly for work, in terms of my teeth, so I'm going to have regular x-rays, because if that doesn't heal on its own, then it's going to have to be addressed.
Gee.
Just knock you
Oh,
out.
God.
Just go out.
That's what I don't
Can
understand.
they not just put you to sleep and do
Get it all done.
everything
Do it all at
in
once.
one?
Oh,
Surely
my
that's
head-
cheaper. Surely that would be cheaper.
In my mind, it's a bit of a, do you know what? Even let the students have a whack. Knock me out.
Everyone have a
Yeah,
play.
just
Everyone,
get them all
everyone have a
done,
tooth.
and then you can
Everyone
walk
have a
out.
play.
Everything's done.
Get some Botox
No more.
done. Get
Yeah.
some
Everyone
whole
have
Not
a go.
having to dread it every
No.
couple of weeks.
Get your ENT.
Yeah.
They can have a go. Trainee ENT consultant. They can have a go on
Threading.
the old airways.
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they do it on it, but I don't think they do everything in one go.
They should. It'd be a lot easier for everybody involved.
You
'Cause of
maybe
the
Nathan
trauma,
might send a
isn't it?
report and say this bird
Head
is crazy.
trauma.
Yeah, I think I'd love to see the referral.
I'd love to see your notes. Full stop
Yeah.
notes. Well, now John's retired, it'd be interesting. He'd probably be able to tell you actually what he's written in your notes.
I don't think I'd want to read a lot of it.
Mental AF.
Yeah.
Put it on the on the 5 Birds Instagram.
Yeah.
Was a
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
complete little bastard
That'd
today.
be a good post for the grids.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Be good on the actual
dental
grid,
notes.
That would be good,
I'd
wouldn't
grid that, definitely.
Cried
It's
like a
readable.
child. Screamed all the way through.
May have shit her pants.
Sedated, yeah, heavily sedated. Should not have driven car. Yeah.
Oh, but apart from that, is it okay?
Did you feel like having
So-
a fag afterwards, like an actual fag, not a
I could
fake,
barely
like
walk,
a
mate.
fag?
I looked like, you know those inflatable men that you get at car
Yeah.
showrooms when they're like that. That's how I walked back to the car. Because the thing is, with the injections, when they numb, they're only meant to really numb to a certain point, whereas my whole face overreacts. So not only am I like that, I also look like Quasimodo because I've had a complete stroke down one side.
So if anyone didn't know,
If anyone didn't know,
they'd
they'd be like,
sending you
"Oh my
to stroke
god."
clinic.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh my god, let's call you an ambulance. Where's your carer?"
Smile for me, George. Smile for me.
Oh,
Are
sweetheart.
you really
where do
nervous
you live?
about it? Are you really aware of it now?
Yeah, horrendously.
I feel like you've got a massive.
Feels like I've got a massive gap. And I was texting Megan to a point of, I'm conscious. I can see it in the mirror, but I'm also conscious when my face relaxes. That part of my cheek
Might go into
is
it.
falling into
It's
it.
not.
You can see it in a mirror of.
It does feel worse for your inside your mouth though. Like when I had my back tooth out,
It feels massive,
when I
doesn't
feel
it,
it,
it's
it
weird.
feels like a crater.
Yeah.
When actually the tooth was only teeny tiny that
Yeah.
you know, and it come out, but it does feel worse for you.
Yeah, and I think I wouldn't be so conscious of the whole thing if the molar behind, if we'd put a white filling in, I wouldn't feel as bad, but it's a black filling.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So when I smile, it's like, oh, teeth, the abyss.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the abyss.
Oh yeah.
It just looks.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that bad. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. It's just.
It does honestly.
No.
Honestly.
If you look face on, George,
No,
you
you
can't
can't
see
see
it.
because your
It just looks
actual
like the back of the
cheek
mouth.
comes
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
so you're fine.
It's like
Why
there's
don't
no
you just
light
get a bit of filler in your cheeks?
Tip
to
it.
the side.
To be fair, I did say to Steve, I was like, well, if we go out anywhere and I want a nice picture, I'll just make sure I've got some chewing gum and I'll just roll the
Mould
chewing gum up
it.
and I'll just pop it
Well,
into
no,
the
let's
gap.
have
And
a
he
look
was
at-
and he was
Yeah.
like,
Can't see
well,
it.
he was like, oh yeah, that's great for all your teeth that are decaying. Let's put chewing gum in between your teeth.
Well,
Sugar
let's just have a
free,
smile. Let's just have a
Stephen.
bit of a practice of a
Sugar
smile.
free.
Do you know it's the angle? You've just got to get your angles
I,
right.
no one can see me from.
No, it's not as bad as Andrew's angle.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
you've-
it must be so hard for you to have a tiny little gap. How are you going to cope socially?
Oh, he comes with a pity story, Andrew.
Here he comes with his birthmark on his face. Oh, woe is me with his angles.
You think you're individual, George? Have you seen this? Fuck off.
Fuck yeah.
This is a new thing for me, Andrew,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
learning to
understand.
deal with
That's
it.
all for you.
So
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
your
really bad.
angles. You just got to get your angles right. You know all about your angles, Bird. I've seen your Instagram pictures.
I'll be fine. I'm just not. I'm very conscious of it at the minute.
It's like anything. When you have an ulcer or anything in your mouth, it just feels massive, doesn't it? You've just lost. And a tooth is a massive thing, isn't it, in terms of in the size of your mouth? So
And I think it's one of those. It's placement of it, and it's also the fact that I'm not that old, so in your head you're like, it shouldn't have.
George, it could be right at the front though, babe.
Yeah,
it
let's be
could
honest.
have
It
been right at the
could. It
front.
could have been one of my
Yeah,
front teeth.
exactly.
And we could have been a bit
been.
like we have to have a conversation about
Yes.
where you're going to be in the shop from now on.
You won't be doing bridals
Backward.
anymore.
Or
Yeah.
we would be talking about chewing gum.
Yeah, be getting a denture in pretty quick, I suspect.
B&M surely must sell them. They sell everything else.
I'll be on Amazon.
You
There's
can
going to be
get
some kind of.
temporary fillers
Yeah.
now off
Yeah.
Amazon because
Yeah.
mine's come out again, and I'm thinking of just doing that. Can't
Do
not
it,
be
babe.
arsed.
Do it.
Temporary readers, temporary teeth.
Do you know what the worst thing is? Because of Corona, they're so angry that you're there. They're like angry that you need to be there. My dentist was angry that I needed to be there because I had to go when it was like everything had just reopened. Do you know, like how I said about
Yeah.
when you go out for drinks, they're angry you're there, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, what? But
Yeah.
it's open. Like, surely that's good. My dentist was like angry I was there.
Fuming, but then they're like, is it an emergency? And it's like, well, stuff's falling out my mouth.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, are you in pain? Well, no, I'm not in pain. But then, like, when I was there, and he was like, in theory, if half your tooth's broken off, you should be in excruciating agony. He's like, so I already know. I missed out the whole freezing part. So he was like, so I already know that your nerve is dead, but we have to get it out. So yeah, it pisses you off though, doesn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a bit like, no one
don't
wants
want
to be here.
come. I felt like screaming. I don't want to come either. Put the phone down. Got Corona. I haven't. But you don't want to go, but you've got to go.
No one
And
wants
then
to
when
go.
you go, they don't want you to go. So it's a vicious, like, I don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. And you don't want me to be here. So just fucking do it. And it's come out again.
No one
Hey,
ever
Ossie,
looks at a
that's
dentist.
not cleaning. That's content that ain't cleaning. That's
There
anger.
you go. Anger.
I like a bit of anger.
Anger
It's all right.
content.
Note it down.
Yeah. Remember that on your notes.
Watch them work.
How can you have a watch on that doesn't work? That would drive me insane.
That's impact.
I've stopped actually wearing mine because I couldn't cope with that. I need to get a new one, annoyingly.
Is it not? Is it annoying?
Screen's
that it's-
gone.
Oh, I have to.
I don't know how many steps I'm doing now.
Oh
so fuck
my
it.
God! Is the
World's
day
gone to
even
shite.
worth living?
World's
How are
gone
you
to
getting
shite.
out of bed?
I can't even log my steps, Em, so there's just no
Oh
point.
my God!
I now crawl because what's the fucking point in walking?
What is the point?
Pointless if I can't
What's the
log
point
it.
in
Didn't
having a
happen.
work-
Do you not
Workout
know
doesn't
by
count.
now how many steps you've done in a day?
I like
Do you know
to
what I mean?
visibly see it.
I do.
I like to hit my target
I do.
and then try and beat
I don't
it.
mind doing the school run
Yeah, to try and
because
get your steps in.
I get 1,000 steps in
I've got
on
no,
a school
I've got
run.
no impetus to do anything like that anymore.
Oh,
What's the
God.
point? Because I can't log it. Pointless.
Oh no.
World's gone to shite.
When Hannah walks the baby around the park, when the hand's on the
Yeah,
thingy, it
doesn't
log,
count.
it doesn't count.
Mine doesn't.
So she doesn't know what's going.
She
put it on
tried
your
put
pocket.
it in a
So
pocket.
she just walks like that.
Good girl.
To be
You've
fair, that's
whatever
what
you've got
I
to do to count
do.
your steps, you've got to do.
Oh, it's really annoying. We went round Med Hall the other day and I'd got the pram and we walked. We were there for
But you're
ages.
well excited to see how many steps you've done on that.
And I looked and it hadn't counted them because I was pushing the pram.
Arseholes.
Fucking Garmin.
What's Wonderwall like at the
Garmin
minute?
You need to put it on your
update. It
ankle.
was actually really nice.
Are we still in a one-way system?
Still in a one-way. Zara was still as carnage as ever. There was a
is with
queue
Zara?
already
Mm.
round,
With it.
and it was the
Do you know
one
what it
place
is?
I wanted to go.
They've released their coats, that's why.
Yes.
It's also because you can't see what it looks like online, so everyone's got to go in to see what.
Yeah.
I'm fuming. You know my big black coat that I've had like 5
Yeah.
years?
The BBC.
Yeah.
Just drop it. He's trying.
It's trying to
Andrew,
make this
This doesn't
a
work.
naughty podcast.
This doesn't work.
Big black coat.
No, stop it. It drops in little things like that. That's not our humour,
I
Andrew.
wasn't really meant to be rude. I'm being honest.
Right,
Oh, I've just realised what else that could stand
Yeah.
for.
Well,
There we go.
Well, technically that was you then, because I was just.
Well, it was just a
To be
pointless
fair,
comment.
you talked about boofing, and Rob said to me, it was only yesterday,
What?
Rob was like, do you know what boofing is?
No.
Oh,
When
do we
Emily
need
boofs someone,
Do we need to
I don't
Urban
know that.
Dictionary it? What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
it's when you take something
isn't me either.
anally.
Yes,
That's not me either.
that's a booth.
That was Emma.
But mine's like a dry hump booth, so everything's clean.
So you're just taking an anal
It's
anal
when
puff of air.
someone- Well, again, we need to Google it because there is.
What's
He
wrong with
said
a booth?
no. He said something else. There was something else, and he was a bit like, "I can't believe you're talking about that on
Yeah,
the
but
podcast."
I'm not actually inserting anything.
Well, I said that. I was
There's
like,
no
she-
insertion.
she's not putting something up our asses.
Because obviously that would be wrong. So what I normally do, an ad hoc where you don't have control and I force a dry hump on you from behind, that is friendly determined friendly
Terminology.
Yeah.
of a booth, and you say booth whilst I do it, it's like, well, then we're both in cahoots with it and it's fine, everyone's happy. It's like a pat on the back, isn't it?
I
You
don't
know
think
you've
that'll
done well when you've got a
stand
booth.
up in
You'll never
HR
get a
court.
booth. You can't booth a man. I can booth my husband, but I can't booth you. I'd love to booth Robert.
I get booed sometimes.
You get boofed.
If I'm
Who
like
boofs you?
Hannah, if I'm like
Yes,
bottom drawer or
your wife can do it.
Yeah.
Your wife can do it. I have actually boofed Steve though. To be fair, I have boofed Steve.
Did you boof Steve?
I boofed Steve at the most gorgeous moment when you two said you loved each other.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You did boof us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just
And
told
come
each other
up
we
and
loved
I
boof
you.
boofed
Yeah.
both of you. I didn't know what to do.
to get in on that.
I didn't know
moment.
what to do. I just ruined a lovely moment, so I just boofed them both, and quite violently as well. I think I did give him a bit.
I
of
think
whiplash.
he's blocked that out of his memory, to be fair, if I'm being honest.
A dry
he's
vaginal hump.
He's got a very good boofing waist as well.
Yeah.
You can really grab those hips and give a good oof.
There's a good grip.
Yeah. I might do that again. It was very. Oh, I was absolutely destroyed yesterday. Very tired. I put on a pair of jeans and thought, oh, why are these fucking so tight? Why are they so tight? Walked out to Tim. I said, I've put on weight, Tim. And he looked at me and he said, you're wearing my jeans. And I don't know which was worse. Relief that I hadn't put on weight, or the sudden realisation that my thighs and my arse are bigger than his, when I actually thought I was slightly smaller than him.
I'm way
So in
bigger
my
than
head-
Steve, though.
But
Girls
in my
are
head,
usually
I thought I'd
bigger.
lost weight. So I thought, when you stand with
Yeah.
someone, in my head, I thought I've lost a little bit of weight. Whereas no, he would still be able to hide behind me.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that moment in your head where you have that realisation of, no, you've warped yourself
Rob's
a little
arse
bit.
is 10 times the size of mine.
Yeah, but Rob's just...
His
it's
arse is massive.
Is it? Tim's is
He's got a
tiny.
hockey player. He's like, G's got that hockey. You've got a hockey
That
bum.
round, that C-shaped
It's
bum.
that perfect, proper bum.
But that's
hockey
probably because of his
bum.
hammies and having to work on that.
He's constantly in a squat, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
That's why G's got a great bum, because it's that hockey bum.
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It is
It's
a
hockey
genuine
bum.
thing.
I would love to blame hockey for my bum, but it ain't that.
You
It's the
just-
fact I can't monitor my steps.
Well, I wasn't. When you said about possibly putting weight on, I thought, how would you even know? How do you know? How do you know how active you've been?
I don't.
You could be slacking it.
I don't, and that's what happened when I put the jeans on yesterday. I thought, I fucked it.
I
fucked
put
it.
my Fitbit in the bin as well the other day. I had a spare Fitbit.
I haven't got Apple though, have I? So I won't be able to do it.
Oh.
It's all right. I'm holding out. There's two things I'm holding out for, and I have put so many hints. I've laid them out.
Oh, we did.
It would be breadcrumbs. It would be to a point where if I just have to now shout it, and I still don't think the fucker would get it. An eternity ring, and a new Garmin watch. Timothy, why am I saying this? He doesn't
He
even
doesn't.
listen to it.
No,
He
he doesn't
doesn't.
even
Listen.
care enough
No,
to
but one of
listen
the
to
G's might pass it on,
podcast.
though.
They don't even
Yeah.
listen.
Your mum might give him a hint.
If we put this in the highlight, he might. But apart from
Yeah.
that, he doesn't even listen. There's just no point. Forget
Why-
it.
I'm gonna drop him a text early December.
I think I'll. Yeah, we should all
The
just.
danger with
start.
this, though, is it has to be to a point where it's that obvious, or he will consult my mother, and it will be my mother's choice of something.
Oh,
The last time that happened, it was a handbag and a purse, and we all know what happened with the purse.
Yeah, that is true. We can't
yeah,
have
with a
that
dog
again.
on it.
It's the
It
red
had the
one.
dog on
We've
it,
only
the
just
red
got rid
one.
of it.
Don't ask me.
And the other the handbag,
Schoolboy.
I can't even tell you what it was, but it was another dog one, but it was a square flat one.
Oh, across the body.
Mm.
Ooh.
Because he's yeah.
God, I can't even walk past
Timmy.
that place.
Why don't you just be really specific with it?
I am.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send,
I
and
am.
you need to just literally
Just give him
send a
3
screenshot
approved.
of it
3
online.
approved options.
Just send him WhatsApp
I did.
him the
Yeah, I
images
did
of
do
a
that with my trainers
screenshot.
last year.
Just
It
do
worked quite
that.
well. The slight
Yeah.
problem is I
It's a
quite
mystery.
like
Yeah, but
surprise.
it's still a mystery because you give him the cheap one, the one you actually want,
Yeah.
the one that we know no one can
No, that
afford.
doesn't work, George. That still doesn't work. Still doesn't work because do you know what he'll do? He will try and find the one I really want, the most expensive one, but a cheaper version.
Right.
No, but that's not on the approved list.
He goes off piece because he
Off-road.
thinks something else might be better because he thinks they're guidelines. This is what my husband does.
No.
To me.
You're just gonna have to speak to him and be very direct, and you can't have a surprise him.
13 years, I've been doing this, and
And he still doesn't understand it's a dictatorship, does he? He just doesn't understand it at all.
he still thinks he's got something to play in it. It's just odd. My husband's odd. He thinks having a conversation.
He is
about-
odd. I think he saved. He felt my hair for a long time. We had a conversation. He came on. Was it on Saturday? He came to the door, and ran down in the middle of an appointment, opened the door, and Tim was there, and he went, "Your hair is like wire." What? It was like, "You left our house on Tuesday," and I was like, "What's this? What's this on the floor?" It's like, so I got down and I was rolling it, and I thought it was wire.
He did. He was on all fours, like, what the fuck's this? What's this?
What was his thing? What?
It's like,
His finger
and it
rolling
was
it.
your hair. It's like wire.
It's thick. It is
And
very
I said
thick.
to
hair.
him,
Around all
we,
this
the
piece.
other day we
Yeah.
at work, I
20
was like,
minutes we were
girls,
sat there.
girls, feel this.
We were.
It
My
were like-
husband didn't stop talking about it one night. He talked more about Emma's hair than he talks about anything about me. He was just blown away by it.
I thought it was wire, didn't I?
Yeah. He's not used to having thick hair. Well, his own hair, but mine, it's not really wire, is it? Let's be honest.
Oh no, Emma's is next. That it was next level.
You could have literally used it as a
to tie
as a
your shoelace
cable.
in an emergency. Yeah.
That's ship knots, isn't it? That ship knot level thickness.
Yeah.
What's that? Ship knot.
Or you shit on ships, knots and things that they
Ship knot. I thought you said shit knot. I was like,
No.
what's this? What's another thing I need to Google?
I was like, but I use Opalex.
Yeah. Just, what is the better than what I use already? Tell me, I need it.
I love how Rob listened to it, and then the thing that came out was the boof that he said that we shouldn't
I
be doing it.
I know.
No, that was really funny, by the way. Well done. It was. You shouldn't be saying that because that's not right.
Do you know what boofing is? It's like,
Well,
it's
yeah, it's
what
what
Emily
Emily
does.
Yeah.
Is there another thing for it?
I love the fact that did Rob actually think I did insertion? Surely he knows it was just a harmless air pump.
Well, yeah, you've got to.
I know, but it'd be nice to boof Rob though, wouldn't it?
It'd be beautiful to boof Rob.
You'd bounce right back off. You'd have to
be
wear the
fair,
safety gear.
You'd be the one that would be in danger.
Because you'd
It's
do it and then
solid.
his arse
Yeah,
would just
but-
throw you off.
Maybe
I think I've got a
two at a
nice
time.
boofy place
Okay.
because I've
Yeah.
got quite a long body, so I think that's why I
That
like
flat
it.
surface.
I've got like a nice,
The long boof surface.
a nice inviting boof
The
space.
boof landing area.
Yes, I think I might triple boof Robert. There might be some triple, like a gentle, harder.
Oof. A build-up boof.
Mm.
A build-up boof.
Training boof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Test the water. Test
Have
the
you
water with
boofed
how-
Andrew?
No,
No.
I don't feel like Andrew. No, it just
He's
wouldn't be
too
satisfying.
Andrew's too awkward to
Do you know?
boof.
I also feel like there just wouldn't be that soft boof. I feel like it'd be a bony boof.
I've got a very it's
Bony.
big.
Yeah, but I
but
just
it's-
imagine it's pointy.
It's very hard though.
What is Andrew?
My bum.
What is?
My bum.
Did you just
Look,
see me start to
He's
dissociate
been trying
then?
to lower the tone this whole podcast. I
I don't
thought I'd
boof,
go
and I
for
don't
it.
boof Emma very often because she's trained hard on that bum, so I appreciate the effort.
I'm at a different
Too
level
tall
to everybody.
it's
as
very
as
hard,
well.
so I
You
actually
need
have
to
to go
step.
upper boof
Yeah.
to Emma.
You
So
have
I
to
get
tiptoe
the
Too much
boof.
angle.
effort.
It's
Too much effort.
She tried one time and actually lowered a little bit to help me with the boof when she was washing up one time, and we timed it wrong. So it was just like, okay,
No, that's
we just won't talk about that again.
And I'm doing great, everyone. So thanks. Thanks for asking. Episode 38.
Have we just talked about how we're all doing it? Is that the end of the episode?
Yeah, it actually
that
is.
it?
It actually is.
Thanks for joining, Andrew.
I was blind for 3 days last week.
Were you blind?
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't see.
Your eyes
I
look a
couldn't
bit
see.
sore. I thought you
Oh,
were
yeah.
just laughing.
What happened?
He told me about it. I went, oh, okay.
Uh,
Said I'll be all right. I was like, okay. Fine.
About 2 years ago, Oscar shoved his thumb in my left eye and saw the white bit as a flap of like the white bit. And I went to the hospital. And they
He
cut it off.
tore a bit of the white.
Oh.
And every now and then it gets like inflamed. It catches. And then last week I couldn't see for like 3 days.
So were you just one eye? Do you have a
I couldn't open
mask?
that one as well.
Are you right, George?
No, I just put like gauze and stuff over it.
What's a
But-
gore?
Gauze, like
Like a bit of
From
padding,
it.
like
Google
a
it.
plaster. The
Google
soft
it.
bit from
Google
the
it.
plaster.
I'll put it
Plaster.
there. Gauze. And yeah, I couldn't see for a few days. And migraines are throwing up and all sorts.
Oh fucking hell, Andrew!
I think you need to
Jesus
sort it out.
Christ!
So it's the white. I want to ask the question.
Don't.
Like
The
you
white
know when
part
you
up
have a
there.
boiled egg,
Yeah.
and you're trying to take the peel off,
Yeah.
And you get your finger,
and you get your finger caught under it,
That's
and
a,
get a bit of the white, and you think, oh, I've just wasted a bit of my egg.
that's a brilliant bit. That's a brilliant explanation, Emma. Did it flap open or did it all come off?
No, it's just a little flap of it.
Oh, it's so one
It was
one of the most
pain I've ever had in my
painful.
life.
Rob's had injuries all over his body through hockey, and one of the worst injuries he's ever had, other than his shoulder, was his eye. He was literally rolling around in the bed, like rolling. Like I couldn't. It was like excruciating all night. He couldn't do anything, and he had to have a pirate patch.
It's so painful.
So painful.
And you can't grab it or anything or.
Is that why you were sick because of the pain?
I was yeah, sick for pain. Yeah.
Surely.
But then you
something
can't
needs to-
crunch up in a ball because
How
then
do we
it
fix it?
there's no position where it doesn't
No,
hurt.
it's
So
constant.
you can't like rest if it was a leg. You can't like rest it up or anything because it's always hurting. Like it's horrible.
Oh.
Do you resent him?
Oh, thank you.
Do you resent him for
Oh,
it?
No, not really.
I think the moral of the story is you cut your boy's fingernails.
No, they were fine.
Well, how did it do
Just
it then?
caught.
He
Get
sat on my
around you?
lap, and he just went like over his shoulder, just to kind of
Yeah.
hit me or whatever. But he just
Oh.
went perfectly up there.
Oh, fucking hell.
So is it right at the top?
Yeah,
Has it healed?
it's kind of.
Has it healed properly, or is it scarred?
Jesus.
It's probably scarred, yeah, because it.
So why do you still get all the pain and stuff? Surely they must have damaged something.
I think I knocked it, and then I slept next to the radiator,
Pardon?
and it was on.
What?
It was at the top of the bed. I slept in Oscar's room, and so I slept near the radiator.
What
I
did
think
you
that
do?
might have heated.
What did you do?
No, George is like not sleeping.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
In the thing sometimes, so he's.
Yeah.
And then I'm like that on the side of the bed.
Yeah.
I gotta move. So I
Yeah.
go in Oscar's room.
George is a baby, by the way,
Not me. No,
not
I'm not. This isn't an menage a trois situation.
Not
George
Hannah's-
is trying to sleep
Hannah's
next to Hannah.
night with Georgina.
Lower the tone again, Andrew.
That wasn't me again. It wasn't.
God.
That's made me feel really nauseous.
It was horrible.
Being in a bed with
No,
It's
My
actually
bony
lunchtime as well,
It is
Jane.
actually lunchtime, but
But I
don't
think you might
I
have
can
to
eat it,
wait.
being honest.
Oh,
A bit.
anyone fancy any eggs?
Boiled egg sandwich.
Oh, that could be a filler for the tooth, couldn't it?
Bit of egg.
Bit of egg.
A bit of egg mayo.
Have you got something stuck in your tooth? No. No. Like this funny, smelly, eggy thing.
If I
coming
could,
out.
if I could
I'm
just
sure Liza
shake.
could make you
She
something.
probably could.
She can always make something.
Out of pills. She
Liza
could probably
make
find
a
something out of a
grill.
pill. Yeah,
Fucking hell, yeah. Get a grill.
Oh.
That's it. You're going to have
Pearly
to have a grill
grill.
now.
A pearly grill?
yeah, a bridal grill.
Yeah, that would work. Oh, you
Rose
will-
gold one, little pearl one,
Yeah.
accessorise.
Well, I did joke and I was like, can't I just have a gold tooth? No one took that suggestion lightly, to be honest.
You'd carry it.
Rose gold.
I'd look
You'd
awesome
carry
with a
it.
gold tooth. Awesome. Can you imagine me
Yeah.
when I'm genuinely pissed off and it's like,
Yeah.
like
Bring this
no,
to
she's got a
now.
gold tooth. Shit,
Oh,
shit. Get
it's
out, get
true.
out.
Ring tooth.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, no. She's off manor here.
Yeah. She's
But
like that.
she's
She's off
like
Parsons
the-
Cross. She's got a
yeah.
gold tooth.
She's
Get out,
the
get out
queen
quick.
of
She's
Parsons
on first.
Cross.
She's going to be calling boyfriend.
But
Get
she
out.
can afford a gold tooth, which means she's dodgy.
Yeah.
That's what it is, innit?
She doesn't
She's
declare
off Parsons
tax.
Cross. Oh, it don't matter. She's got a gold tooth.
She's got a gold
fuck.
tooth.
She paid in cash. Oh, shit.
Yeah. We fucked it. Is that real Cartier on her wrist? No one fucking knows, mate. She won't answer the question. Get out of there. Get out. I'm sending you an Uber now.
Oh, lunchtime. My stomach is rumbling now, actually.
Mine's been kicking off.
I need a wee.
Are you going to clap for us,
I was
Andrew?
about to, but then
Thanks for
I thought, don't
joining,
you
Andrew.
usually say something to the
Yeah,
camera?
you do normally
I don't know. The
say-
producer isn't here, you see, that
You
normally
do
does like
normally
this
say,
hand
"Thanks-
thing
thanks
that
for
tells me that we're
listening."
It's
done.
generally usually George.
You do like a thing,
Do I?
so I'll just look over there and be like, okay, we're ready to... Yeah, we're done? Okay.
Outro.
Okay. So thank you for joining us for episode 38. It was 38, wasn't it?
7, I
30.
think. Oh, I don't know.
8.
8.
38.
Yeah,
38. I hope you enjoyed having Andrew on the show. His contributions were brilliant.
God, he was full of laughs.
Full of love.
Was I not?
I don't know. I think you might find that most of it will be cut out.
No, you're not
Just
allowed
all
to
my
cut.
bits is like 3 minutes long.
You're not allowed to cut anything out of Andrew.
Okay.
Oh, cut your eggy eye. No, don't cut your eggy eye out.
Oh!
It's not. It's like a balut.
A what?
I don't know. It's a Malaysian delicacy.
Oh, for God's
Oh, of
sake.
course it is. Right, yeah, okay.
Because it's red and veiny.
Know your audience, Andrew. Because that's gone straight over our heads. She didn't even know what a fucking gauze is. She ain't going to know what Malaysian galoot is or whatever it is.
No idea.
I boof people. Know your audience.
Clap.
Hey.
See you next time.
Yeah, that was the joke. But okay.
What was the joke?
The joke was I was saying something that you wouldn't. Making fun of
but
myself.
that's
laughing
not-
at myself.
Yeah, but
It wasn't
You're too
self-derogatory
clever.
enough. It wasn't.
You're
We
too
needed
You
clever.
are too clever, Andrew,
you're
for
too
your own
clever.
good.
You're too
Too clever for your own good.
Egg that's not like it's developed a lot more.
Fermented egg.
It's called a balut, and they take it out of the thing, and it's like a proper like chick, and they eat it.
No,
But it's all red and veiny. Like
no. Come on.
fucking
I'll
disgusting.
put it there.
Don't. That's fucking disgusting. Why would you bring that up? That's random as fuck.
All the fucking vegans are going to kick off.
That's
now.
fucking disgusting.